Hello, everyone. That time of year again. Time to talk about the pieces of lost media that were found over the month. October, basically, we got the same as last amount as last month, basically, right? Yeah. But we're getting through to almost to the end of 2025, and we still got quite a few spaces to fill in what media could be found. So, yeah, hope you all enjoy, and let's get started. This is Lost Media Found in October 2025. Let's begin. Starting off is Rabbids Invasion Facebook game. Rabbids Invasion was a Facebook game released in 2012, developed and published by Ubisoft, the guys known for the Raven Rabbids franchise. Here's the gameplay straight from the Lost Media Wiki. The game was set in a world which humans had lived peacefully. The main goal of the game was to invade this world and cause chaos, as well as collect experience and items that would be useful later on. The game had a single-player mode where the player would pair up with a fake friend, but there is also a multiplayer mode. In this, up to 5 people could play in a single game, at which upon completion would give the players reward. If the player was on their friend's list, they could be invited to the game, give and receive items, complete quests, among other things. In February of 2013, just under a year after the game released, the game was shut down. It's not known why, but many people have said that the game was unpopular, so this might have something to do with it. Regardless, the game was unplayable. Well, and only a few gameplay videos out there to prove its existence. Interestingly enough, the name Rabbids Invasion was later used in an animated series. You probably have heard of it. It aired on Nickelodeon in my country. But anyways, up until then, no builds of the game were available. But on October 2nd, Lost Media Wiki Discord user Kenny_Real uploaded all the game's files to Mega, having multiple builds of the game, and it seems to be playable again. So, yeah. Next up is the Blues Brothers Jukebox Adventure Amiga port. This was a 19 game released in the early 90s. He's based on the popular Blues Brothers franchise, actually a sequel to the original game. While the game did release for the SNES, PC, and Game Boy, there was one console that it never made it to, that being the Commodore Amiga. Only a few screenshots seem to have been available all over the years, and it eventually became something of a mystery. However, on October 4th, the team over at Games That Weren't, who I've talked about prior in this series, were able to get in contact with a user who had a build, and they made the game playable for everyone. So now you can pretty much play it. Next up, Ratchet & Clank Clone Home. I'm sure most of you who see this are aware of what Ratchet & Clank is, as it's probably one of Sony's most popular franchises. But unbeknownst to me, it had a mobile game in 2005 titled Going Mobile. Cool. This game seemed had ended on a cliffhanger, which was meant to lead into a follow-up. That follow-up was titled Clone Home, which was supposed to release in 2006, according to an article on IGN.com. However, for unknown reasons, the game was canceled and never released. Only a couple screenshots of the game were available, showing what it looked like. However, on October 8th, a build of the game was leaked online thanks to users Emily, SGOC, and Boardplate. If you want to learn more in depth how it was found, I recommend you watch a video by YouTube user The Golden Bolt, as he goes into it way better than I could. Okay, next. Next up, Just Can't Let Her Go, One Direction version. One Direction, as for those who don't know, although you probably do, was an English boy band that first started out as just solo ventures of 5 boys on the British version of the X Factor, I believe. Then after some experience with judge of that show, Simon Cowell, they eventually formed a boy band titled One Direction. They went on to sell tons of records before one member, Zayn Malik, left in 2015, I think, before the whole group disbanded in 2016. And with the passing of band member Liam Payne last year, it's unlikely we'll ever get a full reunion, though who knows. Anyways, this refers to an unreleased song from them titled Just Can't Let Her Go, or Can't Let Her Go to some fans. It was speculated that this song would be included on their album Midnight Memories, but this never happened. Only a 2-minute leaked version of the song was leaked in 2013, and it was eventually revealed a year later that it was sold to a 14-year-old musician named Isaac Elliott, who released the song on one of his own albums with altered lyrics. Another year later, a cover version of the song was released by singer Rajiv Dal, which was more similar in style to the original One Direction version. But the full One Direction version was never released officially. Though, on October 9th, the full demo for the song was anonymously leaked online. Unknown who or how they found it, or how this person found it. Nevertheless, the song is now available and has been uploaded to YouTube and other sites multiple times. Next up is Her First Egg. Her First Egg was a 1931 cartoon developed by Terry Toons. You may or may not have heard of them. Okay, there's not an official plot synopsis, so after watching it, I'm going to describe it the best I can. 2 chickens have a baby, then some Native American chickens. Again, this was the 1930s, so you'll expect the racist cringe. They decide to steal this chicken, and then two mice who look suspiciously like Mickey and Minnie Mouse go after them. They save the chick, and the farm is saved, I guess. For a while, like most cartoons from this era that were forgotten, this came lost. Though on October 23rd, YouTube user Joseph Bluff, I think I'm pronouncing that right, managed uploaded the full cartoon to YouTube after receiving a copy from the British Film Institute National Archive. So they basically had it. It was just never uploaded online, basically. Next up, Nebraska studio version. Nebraska is a 1982 album by rock artist Bruce Springsteen. You probably know him for the massively popular song Born in the USA. Now, apparently, the original version of this album had rough demos using only the guitar, vocals, a mandolin, and a harmonica. Later rallying the E Street Band together and recorded it with complete orchestrations. Despite what they thought, Springsteen thought that the demos sounded superior, who released the demos as the album, meaning that the full original recordings were never released. And Springsteen has stated multiple times that he did not plan to release them. Though, in some sort of twisted fashion, on October 24th, following the release of the biopic Springsteen Deliver Me from Nowhere, a documentary, a biography that basically talks about the creation of this album, was released alongside a collection officially titled Electric Nebraska. And now you can pretty much listen to it anytime you want. Christmas Dreams. Okay, this was the month of Halloween. We're not even at Christmas yet. This is awkward. Anyways, Christmas Dreams was a Canadian TV special, jukebox musical TV special that was aired on the channel CBC in 2009. The plot centers around Sam, a girl named Sam, who looking for a Christmas present for her sister. During her search, she comes across a secondhand store owned by a woman named Rose, who helps Sam rediscover the magic of Christmas and herself rediscover the importance of family. Actors in the film include Miranda Thomas and Cynthia Dale, who played Sam and Rose respectively, alongside supporting roles from Tom Cavanaugh, Henry Czerny, I think, and the late Ed Asner. After this one airing in 2009, it was never aired again, nor was it ever given a home media release. And the only clip available was Tom Cavanaugh. Clips were Tom Cavanaugh's performance of the song Boogie Woogie Santa Claus and a review for the special, which contained a few audioless clips. However, on October 27th, Lost Media Wiki user Rami Robinson, apologies if I mispronounced that first part of your name, uploaded the full special to the Internet Archive after receiving copy after getting in contact through crew members Perry Zimmel and Francois Dagenet. Sorry, my French is shit. Splatter World Rik to Kyofu no Dio. And finally, we have a lost Famicom game, formerly canceled Famicom game that was recently found. Also known as Splatter World Rik and the Great King of Terror, this was a horror RPG game planned to be released in Japan for the Famicom in 1993 as part of Namco's Splatterhouse series. Planned a sequel to the game Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti. This would have been different than most Splatterhouse games, which were action platform side-scrollers. This would have been an RPG. The only game proof of the game's existence was hinted in Namco's Namco Museum of Art's video on the Splatterhouse series, though it didn't mention this by name. It was canceled in 1993, and a Famicom researcher named Orochi posted on their blog that they were sent a video containing footage of the game on a VHS in 2024. However, the full game was never released, as Orochi has theorized quite a few factors, one being the user base shift to the Super Famicom released in 1990. Another reason was that Namco was not receiving enough orders to justify the release. Only a couple videos of footage were available, and finally, on Halloween, a thread on an anonymous user on 4chan posted a Catbox link to the full game, which seems to have a different title card than the screenshot we had, which likely means this was updated later in production before it was canceled. But now the game is fully playable, and you can now play it. And that was the lost media that was found in October of 2025. Thank you guys for watching. We are only 2 months away from the end of this year, and I hope those months get something cool found. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next month. Bye!